You turn into a subdivision and you see a lot of building going on. Some of those homes are just getting started and some are complete and have landscaping. They all have real estate signs in the front yard and they're ready to be sold. What's it like to buy new construction? Let's talk about it. New construction will usually be considered either a pre-sold or a completed spec home. And the difference is fairly straightforward. A pre-sold home means that someone has the house under contract before construction has begun, or it's very early on in the construction process. The completed home is just that. It's not been sold, but it's ready to go and it's move-in ready. Buyers will ask, so which path do I take? So let's take a closer look and see if we can answer that question. I'm going to divide this up into two parts, and we're going to start with pre-sold homes. So how does the pre-sold process work? Again, it's much like purchasing any other home, except for the fact that you're starting from scratch. So a buyer will typically first pick out a house design or a floor plan from those that the builder offers in that neighborhood, in that subdivision. Then the buyer will make an offer. They will make requests of things that they would like to have in the house, and they come to an agreement with the builder on these details, because builders will have things that they want contained in the contract as well. The buyer's realtor and the builder's rep, which is usually another realtor, will help facilitate the process by working together with both the builder and the buyer. As part of the offer and contract process, builders will usually provide a property disclosure and a list of builder standards for the homes in that particular subdivision. That will be included in the contract. And the builder standards outline the finishes, the amenities, the construction materials that will be included in homes for that neighborhood. It seems like a lot of details, but it helps to ensure that the builder and the buyer are on the same page as to the finished product. What's the house going to contain? What's it going to look like when it's all done? The second step, usually, is for the buyer to pick out finishes that the builder has provided in either his office or at a business that they use for their selections. And these are going to be selection choices that have not already had to have been ordered for that particular build. So we're talking flooring, paint, cabinet colors, exterior finishes, lighting packages, plumbing fixtures. These are the things that the buyer will usually be able to choose to go into the home. Depending on the weather and available materials, the build will usually take around 5 to 7 months, but that can vary, especially if the house was already underway before the buying process began. When the home is finished, the buyer and their realtor will do a blue tape walkthrough for cosmetic issues, for things like touch-ups to paint or loose tiles or some other cosmetic issues that you want the builder to be aware of. And I always encourage my buyers to have a home inspection while the punch list is being created. Builders want to deliver a product that their buyers are happy with, and they do all they can to make sure that it's just right before closing. So I've outlined the basic process, and it can vary depending on buyer and builder and house plan and weather. There are a lot of variables in the purchase of a pre-sold where you're starting from scratch. But this does give you an idea of what happens as you're making the purchase. A lot of buyers find it exciting and gratifying to be able to create a home from scratch that reflects their style and their preferences. Other buyers of new construction, really not so much. And those are the buyers that are going to want to focus on the completed new construction in a subdivision, a neighborhood. Keep watching the Zenith Land Real Estate channel as we look at part 2 of the series of new construction, and we're going to see what does it take to purchase a completed new construction in a subdivision.